Well, round two of Brainiac's Bowl rolls on here on BCSN, brought to you by Owens Community College. I'm your host, Mason Lowry. Gibsonburg, so impressive in their round one win over Central Catholic. Looking forward to seeing what they can do today. And St. John's, they were finalists last year, lost narrowly, as I recall, to St. Francis in the championship round. They're going to want to get back to the season-ending tournament and maybe atone for that. So we'll dive into the buzz-in round momentarily, but first, let's meet these guys.
Jacob Elker, Jr.
Miles Thomas, Jr.
Gabriel McCory, Sr.
Skyann Oman, Jr.
Stuart Poole, Jr.
Josh Witzenberg, Senior.
James Loomis, Sr.
Anthony Caruso, Senior.
Josh Black, Senior.
Welcome to the buzz-in round.
In the buzz-in round, both teams will have their buzzers in hand. Teams buzzing in and answering correctly will receive 10 points. If they answer incorrectly, they will lose 10 points. Good luck.
You know, I'd kind of forgotten what it's like to have St. John's in the studio with us. There's just a different energy about this team, and it kind of infiltrates everything in here. Should be a fun half hour of television, I think. Buzzers ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, your 3 minutes begin now. The nucleolus produces what organelle responsible for synthesizing proteins? St. John's.
Ribosome.
Correct. Which European world leader included secularism, statism, and republicanism as 3 of his 6 arrows?
Ataturk.
Correct. That's 10 points for St. John's. What songwriting partnership had the most #1 hits of the 1960s? Gibsonburg.
Lennon and McCartney.
Correct. Mount Kailash is the residence of what Hindu deity and his wife Parvati? St. John's.
Shiva.
Correct. A house at 124 Bluestone Road is haunted in a novel by which author who wrote about Sethe killing her daughter to prevent her from becoming enslaved? St. John's.
Morrison.
Toni Morrison is correct. What physicist from New Zealand is credited with discovering the atomic nucleus? St. John's.
Thomson.
No, Ernest Rutherford. What affair occurred during the presidency of Warren Harding and centered on oil reserves? St. John's.
Teapot Dome.
Correct. What rival of Thomas Edison was played by David St. John's?
Tesla.
Correct. Complete this line from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. If they would rather die, they had better do it. And decrease the what, St. John's?
Surplus population.
Correct. The painter of The Persistence of Memory, Salvador Dali, St. John's?
Dali.
No, sorry. The answer was surrealism. I hadn't finished the question yet. What river forms the Sud region, which prevented Emperor Nero's troops from finding its source? St. John's.
The Nile.
Correct. Ceylon was the colonial name for what island country? Gibsonburg.
Sri Lanka.
Correct. In what language with an especially complex counting system is the number 86 constructed as 4 20s and a 6? St. John's.
French.
Correct. Which element's spectrum contains the Balmer and Lyman series, which can be...
Hydrogen.
St. John's? Say again?
Hydrogen.
Correct. What language originating in Bilbao, Spain, has been almost completely supplanted? Gibsonburg?
Basque.
Correct. What author of A Pair of Silk Stockings also wrote the novel The Awakening? Anything? That was Kate Chopin. JFK was buried at what cemetery in Virginia that contains the... St. John's?
Arlington.
Correct. Who authored the April Theses and took power from Alexander Kerensky during the October Revolution? St. John's.
Lenin.
Correct. A song partly titled For What State claims, Fine, fresh, fierce, we got it on lock?
California.
St. John's. 10 more for you. John McGinn is the current club captain for Aston Villa, a Premier League club located in what second largest city in England? Gibsonburg.
Birmingham.
Correct. 2 kidnappers begged their victim's father to take him back in what story by O. Henry? St. John's.
I forgot, sorry.
That's all right. It's the ransom of Red Chief -10 for the Titans. They'll come back down to 100, but remember, Gibsonburg had 90 in the buzz-in round in their first round game, and St. John's has seen that 90 and raised them by 10. So Gibsonburg will go first in the volley round when we come back. Clear?
Buckeye Brainiac's Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu. Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. Welcome to the volley round. The volley round, the first question goes to the team with the lowest score. If they answer correctly, they are awarded 10 points, and the next question goes to the opposing team. If any team answers a question incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that question and still receive their question. Good luck.
Back here on Brainiacs Bowl, brought to you by Owens Community College. Both teams have impressed so far, but St. John's with a 100-40 lead on Gibsonburg. That means the Golden Bears get the first crack at the first question in our volley round. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, the 3 minutes begin now. Gibsonburg, the claim that it is better to be feared than loved appeared in what Florentine author's 1532 work, The Prince?
Machiavelli.
Correct. St. John's, Israelites in which biblical book reject entering Canaan despite it flowing with milk and honey, according to Caleb and Joshua?
Exodus.
Sorry, no. Gibsonburg, you can steal.
Genesis.
It's in Numbers. Gibsonburg, on the animated series King of the Hill, the Suppanucenpone family comes from what Asian country?
Lao.
Laos, I'll accept that. 10 points for you. St. John's, what French artist of Where Do We Come From, What Are We, Where Are We Going painted many works while in Tahiti?
Defer.
Correct. Gibsonburg, who was killed by Talmadge Hayer in the Manhattan Audubon Ballroom 1 year after giving a speech titled The Ballot or the Bullet?
No clue.
Okay, St. John's.
Robert F. Kennedy.
No, Malcolm X. St. John's, what substances are confined by a magnetic field in donut-shaped devices called tokamaks, which are used for fusion research?
It's like a large hadron. Sure. Large Hadron Collider.
No, sorry, Gibsonburg.
Electron?
Plasma. Gibsonburg, what last of the 5 good emperors wrote Meditations?
Nero.
Sorry, no. St. John's?
Marcus Aurelius.
Correct. St. John's, a player of what sport fails to bring joy to Mudville in a poem by Ernest Lawrence Thayer?
Baseball.
Correct. Gibsonburg, Sir Don Bradman of Australia and Sachin Tendulkar of India are among the greatest players of all time in what sport?
Cricket.
Correct. St. John's, what Englishman wrote the epic poems Childe Harold's Pilgrimage and Don Juan?
Sure. Is it?
Byron.
Byron is correct.
Okay.
Gibsonburg, what biological process occurs in chloroplasts and converts sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water into glucose and oxygen?
Photosynthesis.
Correct. St. John's, what West Coast city's nickname is the Rose City?
Los Angeles.
No, sorry, Gibsonburg.
Oh, Pasadena.
No, it's Portland. Right coast, wrong state. Gibsonburg, a cave on Ilum contains the Kyber crystals used to construct what items?
Lightsabers.
Correct. St. John's, what value symbolized K is often compared to the reaction quotient Q to determine a reaction spontaneity?
Oh, I was going to say the reaction quotient. Okay. I'm blanking. I'm blanking.
And St. John's is out of time. We were looking for equilibrium constant. Gibsonburg hanging in there in what's been a really high-scoring game to this point, 140-90. St. John's with the lead. Lightning round coming up next.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu.
We're here for you, right around the corner, ready to serve, connecting our homes, our schools, and our local businesses. So we'll do whatever it takes every day to make sure you stay connected when it counts. Buckeye Broadband.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. Welcome to the Lightning Round. In the Lightning Round, each team gets 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. 10 points will be awarded for each correct answer. This round will begin with the team that has the lowest score. Good luck.
You know, I'm going to be very interested to see what the scores are at the end of the Lightning Round. These are two teams, Gibsonburg and St. John's, that we know are capable of going on heaters, long runs with correct response after correct response. Really going to be fascinated to see what happens in the next 6 minutes. Gibsonburg, you go first. You're down currently by 50. Your time starts now. In April 2025, what world leader called for legislation barring foreign propaganda after the U.S. sponsored anti-migrant ads?
Mexico.
Can you be more specific? Can you name the world leader?
Scheinbaum.
Correct. In tennis, what term is used after? In tennis, what term is used when a serve hits the net and lands in the service box?
No idea.
It's called a let. Name these simple harmonic oscillators that consist of a bob on a string and are found in grandfather clocks.
Pendulum.
Correct. In 2025, what politician created the Fight and Deliver Party while running for mayor of New York City?
Cuomo.
Correct. Nucleotides are bases of what element that is the most abundant in the atmosphere?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is correct. A woman sitting on the title object moves through the air in what Jean-Honoré Fragonard painting?
Carpet.
It's called the swing. Anarchists such as Emma Goldman were targeted during what events that were carried out by the namesake Attorney General during the Red Scare in 1919?
McCarthy.
No, they were the Palmer raids. McCarthy would have come 3 decades or so later. In January of this year, Mike Tomlin resigned after 19 years as head coach of what NFL team?
Steelers.
Correct. The poem For the Union Dead was set in what state where a character in a Longfellow poem is told to light 1 if by land and 2 if by sea?
Lantern.
Sorry?
Lantern.
No, we needed the state, which was Massachusetts. That's all right. The equation x squared plus 2y squared equals 1 graphs what shape whose eccentricity is less than a parabola?
Circle.
Ellipses. The Committee of Public Safety perpetrated the Reign of Terror during the French Revolution under what man?
Robespierre.
Correct. What 4-letter word is the American musical theater equivalent of libretto?
MTVA.
No, sorry. More broadly, it's the book.
Oh.
The Havdalah service marks the end of what observance?
Ramadan.
No, Shabbat. What value is 3 for nitrogen, 2 for oxygen, and 1.5 for both benzene and ozone?
No clue.
Bond order. What country states of Sabah and Sarawak are located on an island that is shared with Brunei and Indonesia?
Malaysia.
Correct. What New Salem school students include Frankie Stein and Draculora?
Monster High.
Monster High is correct. Thrushcross Grange is adjacent to what tidal estate that is surrounded by desolate moors and is owned by Heathcliff in a novel by Emily Bronte?
No clue.
Wuthering Heights. What English singer-songwriter had her 1985 song Running Up That Hill 23 after its inclusion on Stranger Things?
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush is correct, and that's time. So, Gibsonburg, you've made up ground. You've got a lead by 2 correct responses, 160 to 140. St. John's, the floor is yours. Good luck over the next 3 minutes.
Thank you very much.
A glissando for what woodwind opens George Gershwin's piece
Clarinet.
Rhapsody in Blue? It is a clarinet. What language uses 4 additional letters that make the sounds che, pe, je, and gaf, which differentiates it from a similar left-to-right writing system?
I don't know. Arabic. Just say Arabic.
Arabic.
Sorry, no, it's Farsi specifically. Wisdom is said to be possessed by what large groups?
Crowds, maybe? I don't know. Just go with it.
Crowds.
Correct. Wisdom of the crowd. What word is used in the nicknames of both Manchester United and Duke University?
The Blue Devils.
Sorry, it's just Devils. Manchester United is the Red Devils. Duke or the Blue. Can't accept it. Name the work by Shakespeare that includes the line, "Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand"?
I forget. Sure.
Macbeth.
Correct. Torque can be transmitted through the rotation of what devices that interact with each other via teeth?
Gears.
Gears.
Correct. What structures can create crystallized plagioclase feldspar with hair-like gloss extrusions known as Pele's hair?
Pass.
Volcanoes. Shigeru Ishiba was asked by LDP members to resign after an historic loss in the upper house of what organization?
Japanese Parliament.
Japanese Parliament.
I'll accept that. The Diet, the National Diet. The entrance music for the pitcher Mariano Rivera was what heavy metal band's Enter Sandman?
Metallica. Metallica.
Metallica.
It is Metallica. Reduction of what element's ion can be utilized to recharge batteries made from it?
Sure.
Lithium.
Correct.
Okay.
What author included the character Jibril Arishta in the novel The Satanic Verses?
No clue.
Pass.
Salman Rushdie. The predicate modifies what part of a sentence which refers to the thing the sentence is about?
Subject.
Subject.
Correct. The Temple of the Golden Pavilion was built in what Japanese city which served as the capital before Tokyo?
Edo.
Edo.
Kyoto. The goal of the Overland Campaign was to capture what city, the seat of Jefferson Davis's government and present-day capital of Virginia?
Richmond.
Correct. What television character spent 11 seasons as a radio personality on KACL in Seattle?
Pass.
Pass.
That's Dr. Fraser Crane. Give me the 5-letter Spanish origin word that denotes a building material comprised of sun-dried mud brick that was imitated in the Mission Revival. Correct. 1 is the identity for what operation which when repeated...
Multiplication.
Correct. Abd al-Rahman I established the Emirate of Cordoba in what empire's territory of Al-Andalus from where it tried to invade France in the Battle of Tours?
Spain.
It's the Umayyad Empire. What constructs that can simulate any algorithm are idealized models of computation that are named for the
Turing
British
machine?
scientist who cracked the Enigma machine? Say again?
Turing machines.
Yes. In what novel does a character argue that a facial injury could only have been caused by a left arm, making Tom Robinson innocent of hitting Mayella Ewell?
Not, it's Atticus. To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Correct. And that's time. So St. John's, impressive as always, up to 260 points. It's a lead of 100 as of right now over Gibsonburg. But the final challenge round of the final 4 minutes of today's program coming up after the break.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu.
Scores are wrong again. It's 270 to 170. Right?
260 to 170. No, we should have 270. Okay.
270 for, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it is still a lead of 100, but.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. This is the final challenge. Now it's time for the final challenge. Teams will once again have their buzzers in hand. Any team buzzing in with a correct answer will receive 10 points. If the team that buzzed in answers incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that same question and gain 10 points. Good luck.
Time now for the final challenge round. It will certainly be a challenge for Gibsonburg to overcome a 100-point deficit here against a really good St. John's team with a really good base of knowledge. I don't feel as though there are any subjects in which they struggle. Hands on buzzers again, guys. We all set? Let's do it. Last 4 minutes of today's program start now. Shale, limestone, and sandstone are examples of what type of rock made from St. John's? Correct. During a contentious Senate subcommittee hearing in the 1950s, Joseph Welch said to whom, "Have you no sense of decency, sir?" Gibsonburg?
McCarthy.
Now is the time for McCarthy. Correct. The headquarters of Massalit in what novel is burned down by a gigantic cat named Behemoth? Gibsonburg's out. St. John's? Nothing? That's from The Master and Margarita. The venation of nearly all plants is determined by what structure contains more than one cotyledon. St. John's?
The cell nucleus.
No, sorry, Gibsonburg. It's the seed. The Drew Carey Show was set in what Midwestern U.S. city, Gibsonburg?
Cleveland.
You got it. Which composer's Grand Etude de Paganini includes a work titled La Campanella? St. John's. Correct. What measure of central tendency is often reported alongside the mean and the mode? St. John's.
Median.
Correct. What thinker theorized a prison where each inmate is unsure if they are being watched by a guard or not, called the panopticon? St. John's.
Bentham.
Correct. Jeremy Bentham. A governess tries to shield her charge from the ghost of Peter Quint in a novella by what author who also wrote about the heiress Isabel Archer? St. John's.
Dickens.
No, sorry, Gibsonburg.
Smith.
Henry James. In a 2024 movie, Jim Carrey played two characters with what surname? St. John's?
Robotnik.
Robotnik is correct, Eggman being one of them. What two-word term is used for a false memory shared by a large group of people, an example of which is the St. John's?
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. What document provided no power to raise an army, which delayed the response to Shays' rebellion? St. John's.
The articles of... Never mind.
Okay, sorry, Gibsonburg?
Articles of Confederation.
That's the one, Articles of Confederation.
Sorry, guys.
What quantity is defined as the derivative of internal energy with respect to entropy? Gibsonburg.
Change.
Sorry, no. St. John's?
Spontaneity.
Temperature. The keel refers to the bottom of what objects directed at the helm? St. John's.
Boat.
Correct. The beast is represented by the head of one of what animals on a stick in The Lord of the Flies? St. John's.
Pig.
Correct. What seafaring warriors did not wear horned helmets? Excuse me, St. John's.
Vikings.
Yes, indeed, the Vikings. The St. Lawrence and Amazon rivers empty into what ocean? St. John's.
Atlantic.
You got it. Eric Idle, Michael Palin, and John Cleese were all
Monty Python.
Correct. Rahab and her family survived after what city was circumnavigated 7 times? St. John's.
Jericho.
Correct. The Emirate of Granada was the last Muslim state to be absorbed into what country whose... St. John's?
Castile.
No. I'll repeat the question in full for Gibsonburg if you'd like. It is Spain.
Spain didn't exist yet. It was the Kingdom of Castile.
At any rate, Fred Noonan, who had what profession, accompanied a woman of the same profession who disappeared in 1937? St. John's. Say again?
Pilot.
Correct. Which country led by Wilhelmina was targeted by Operation St. John's?
Netherlands.
Correct. What city to the northwest of the Betsy Ross Bridge is bordered to the east by Camden? St. John's.
Philadelphia.
Correct. In a common expression, one of what things doesn't fall far from the tree? St. John's.
An apple.
Correct. What city, home to the Lotte World Tower, is the site of 5 grand palaces constructed by the Joseon dynasty? St. John's.
Seoul.
Correct. And that's time. So St. John's, impressive as per usual. 430 points. It's one of the better point totals we have had here on Brainiacs Bowl. Gibsonburg, a very impressive 220 in your own right. Great to have you here for the first time. Hope we can see you again next year in St. John's. We'll be seeing you later on in the season in our season-ending tournament. That's all for this edition of Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN. We'll see you next time. The Spanish version of that. Because you're...
Oh, thank you. I tried. Word for it, because you know more than that.